they pondered the question, what about the Goyim? They surely do not share in the inheritance of Israel. After all, we are Jews and they are Goyim. We are set apart and holy, they of a different calling. They consulted again the scroll of the Brit, and wonder among wonders seemed contained within it. There is neither Jew nor Greek, there is neither slave nor free man, there is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Mashiach. But of course they thought, in mystical Mashiach this may be so, for in mystical Mashiach he's regathering the fallen sparks from the husks. No, no, said the new Brit, this is true in reality, in every way. For if you belong to Mashiach, really, really belong, like not pretending or anything, then you, Goy or Jew, are Abraham's seed, heirs according to the promise. In the annals of the last revival, it was permanently written, there is neither Jew nor Greek, you are all one in Mashiach. You are all sons, and because you are sons, Elohim has sent forth the spirit of sonship into your hearts, crying, Abba, 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 Father, Av. Galatians 3. How I will set you among the sons, and give you a pleasant land, the most beautiful inheritance, Zi Zeveot, hosts of Goyim. Okay, the parable of the name. In this great time, I was about discovering and using the precious name of the Elohim of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not according to superstition and man's tradition, which he made up in the light of God's judgment, but in light of the redemption where Yeshua the Nazarene paid the price for our salvation and brought us into the promises of Elohim. And one of these wonderful promises was, and my people shall know my name. Well, to know is intimate. To know is real. To know his name is not to know a substitute. To call on the name of Yahweh is not to call on some other name decided on by man. A man once said to a child, you shall call me living. And the child grew up, always called his father living. Over a long period of time, the child started to rebel against the father. He used to run to all the men around about and say, I have no father, will you be my father? Will you feed me and clothe me? These men saw the child and pitied him, especially as he had now come of age. He knew right from wrong and was no longer physically a child. They asked him, who is your father? He replied, my father is dead. Will you help me? After a long time his father heard of what his son was doing, and he called him, saying, my son, I am still living. Why do you call me dead? Why do you dishonor me so? His father tried to reason with the son. In the end, the son so resisted the father that since he had come of age, his father said, go away from my house, since you insist on calling on all these other men who are indeed not your father, and since you insist, saying, I am dead. So to you I am dead. Leave and do not come back. But I say this to you, the time will come when your sons will return to me, and they will know me truly, and they will know my name. So the son left the father and he went far away. He got into many troubles, he had many children, and he taught that their father was dead. And they continued to teach the same thing to their children and their children's children. After 49 generations, the children were looking over their history and annals, went back so many generations, even to before the child who left the true father. And in his search, the child discovered that there was a time when the first fathers called the true father living. The child went to his immediate father and asked him about it. The immediate father replied, I have heard rumors of it, But no one really knows, and besides, our fathers for the last 48 generations have forbidden us from calling him living. It is a tradition which has been handed down from the first generation of our exile, but the son was not satisfied. He asked further, well, is our father living or dead? Well, his immediate father said, you should ask my father. So the son went to the grandfather and asked him, is our father of the beginning living or dead? Well, my son, he was once called by the name you mention, but now the name is too holy. So we call him dead. This way we don't use the name wrongly. We show our father great respect in this way. The son was not satisfied, for the father had put within him a desire for truth. He began to research. Who was the father? And here he came across some very ancient writings relating the character and name of the father. In them he heard that the father promised that if anyone wanted to know the truth, they could speak to the father directly, for he was living. So he cried out, Father, show me the truth. Are you living? Truth, are you living? Do you want us to know you and your name? The father was very pleased when he heard the cry of the son, and sent his spirit to lead him into all truth. When the son had learned a little, he cried out, Living Father, I want to know you. And the father, hearing the cry of the son, came to him. And when the son beheld the face of his father, he wept, for he had finally found what he had been looking for all these years. And he lived with his father and taught his children the true name of the Father, that he is living. The coming revival in Jerusalem and Galilee and the nations. 1.0 Prophetic Revelation. Seeing as Eagles. Saturday, September the 15th, 2000. It was almost time to leave for church, but I felt tired. So I lay down at about 10 a.m. As I lay down, I went into a trance. I was in Church School Service Bookshop on Nablus Road, Jerusalem. As I lay there, I saw the outline of the wings of a great bird flying around the ceiling of my room. Okay, we will continue this in part 2.